Mineshafts look the same as they did in 2011, and yesterday I proposed a new set of them, but after I uploaded my video of these, I felt some inspiration to make them even better. So today, we're going to make the best mineshafts I can do. Let's find a suitable one to renovate. So these things definitely look outdated, and in a recent video of mine, I revamped them in a very basic way, but today I want to revamp them in a way more advanced way. So yeah, this definitely isn't the fanciest build I've ever seen. It's probably not even the fanciest build in vanilla Minecraft. So let's revamp this build and make it look like a proper dungeon. Let's get started. So first of all, I think that this pathway just straight up doesn't make sense. I don't think we need it. So I'm just going to that. So I'm gonna go through and destroy a few more of these hanging pathways that just don't make sense in something that is a mineshaft. So there we go. We've definitely trimmed this thing down quite a bit. Now I think it's about time that we could start actually transforming the thing, and I'm gonna start with these exterior parts. Something a little bit more like this. There we go. I think this is a big improvement over default. But now for my biggest and most drastic change. We are making the hallways 5x4 now. So now we'll just have a little bit more room to work with. So there we go. We've got some very wide hallways, but they don't exactly look very great. They kind of just look like empty hallways. And one more thing I did was I found this little spot, which I thought would be really cool if we put a crash down here. And yeah, simple as that. Cave spider spawners. Now, I would like to actually talk a little bit about spawners. I don't think they should be out in the open like this. I think they have to be hidden a little bit better and a little bit more spider-like. Grab some cobweb, grab some mossy cobblestone as well. And this is something that obviously wouldn't be added by Mojang. And stone. Because it kind of looks like eggs, if you ask me. I mean, if you squint at it real hard. Now we can just shove cobwebs around. Like that. We've got a little bit of a cave spider spawner right there. And it definitely looks more like spider infection area. As you get closer to the cave spider spawner, I think there should be more cobwebs. And there we go. This is definitely more of an atmospheric experience if you're looking for a cave spider spawner. And lastly, I want to mix in some birchwood in here to make it kind of look like it's covered in cobwebs. It might be a stretch, but it also might work. And there we go. I definitely think that works. So that is our first addition to this mineshaft. Mineshaft supports. I've gone through and made a couple of designs, and I definitely got better as I went this way. So this was my first design, and honestly, I don't think it looks that good. This is way too fancy for an abandoned mineshaft, and this just looks weak. This, again, a little bit too fancy, and these super basic, but I think they work perfectly because I think there's a very easy way of ruining them. So let's just populate the mineshaft with this and see what I think. And with a little bit of building later, we've got something that looks a little bit like this. So obviously I've got some of my supports almost tipping over, and I think that looks really cool, and I think it really fits this abandoned mineshaft hallway. I definitely think that this is an upgrade. Unique rooms. So if there's one thing that I think is missing from mineshafts, it's a proper treasure room. To be completely honest, I don't understand why there isn't a treasure room in mineshafts. All you can really find is those little minecart chests that may have a diamond or two, but I honestly don't think that's enough. So I started out by clearing a large room. Now I've added some supports, and now we've got a diamond pile and some finishing touches. So let's take a look. We've got chests with all sorts of loot, this with a different loot table. You've got a pile of diamonds, a diamond block occasionally, and some lava. Now, I put the lava in here very specifically because I wanted to have an excuse to put obsidian in here. I want to put a broken nether portal in here. There we go. Lastly, I want to do something a little bit weird. Stick some soul sand in the center of the room and skulls like that. Now, I think this is cool because it gives you another hint as to how to summon the wither. So this is a very cool treasure room, but it needs to be infested. Let's be honest, this is way too overpowered. And there we go. This is definitely a very cool loot room. Definitely very cool. Another unique room. Now let's move on to this leg of the hallway. I want to just make this a lot more messy, put in our supports, and probably some ore piles, since that's probably all we really want to do. So I have added a few supports to this hallway, and I've got one cool idea I really want to try. And there we go. We've got a little minecart track with 2 TNT minecarts that leads down into this place that looks blown up, which I think adds a whole lot to this mineshaft. It makes it feel a little bit more alive and a little bit more as if it was abandoned mid-expansion. And one more unique room. Let's move on to this one, which I'm going to use as some ore storage. Perfect. And now some gold. There we go. We've got 2 ore piles, but we definitely need some supports in here. So there we go. We've got our TNT area and our ore area. Mineshaft elevator. Next up, I want to work here on a little elevator sort of thing. Something a little like this. This is our little elevator, and it's a little elevator shaft that leads up to our next area, which probably won't be anything fancy. Probably just a little bit more mineshaft. Yeah, there we go. That seems pretty good. So I'm not gonna lie, initially I wanted to renovate a lot more of this mineshaft, but I'm afraid I'm kind of running out of time. So we're gonna cut it off on what we've done here and on the actual cave part and work on the exterior bits just a little bit. Some final details. So there we go. I've sealed off all excess parts of the mineshaft, so all we have to work on is this little exterior bit. So I'm gonna start by just tearing down all of the supports that are already here. There we go. Now I'm gonna start putting in some archways rather than those straight up lines. Something a little bit like this. So now let's just repeat across the whole thing. And there we go. I think that just about wraps up this mineshaft renovations. Let's see the final result. So first of all, we ruined the bridges and expanded all the hallways by 1 block in either horizontal direction and 1 in the vertical direction. Then we redid the supports to make them a lot more ruined and also a lot less well structured. We made this beautifully renovated spider spawner. We kept the claustrophobic nature of the mineshaft while also expanding it. We added a brand new treasure room that requires you to fight through a whole lot of spawners to get to, that also hints at the wither and gives you plenty of diamonds if you manage to get through. We added 2 new quote-unquote rooms within the TNT minecart room and the ore room, as well as the elevator room. And lastly, we made these beautifully renovated archways for the supports rather than those boring wood beams. So yeah, I definitely think that this is a nicer mineshaft and would definitely be more fun to explore in survival mode, especially if you're a new player. Yeah, I think this worked out very well. If you enjoyed, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye! You know, I've been enjoying making these one-off videos a ton, so if you are liking them too, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.